What if the very technology we trust to shape our future could also unravel it? Imagine a world where artificial intelligence doesn't just help us, but controls us, where a single line of code could change the fate of millions. Today, we're diving deep into the dark side of AI, its failures, its unintended consequences, and the chilling dystopian scenarios that may be closer than you think. Are we building a better world, or opening Pandora's box? To understand the dangers of AI, we have to go back to its origins. In the 1940s, Alan Turing, a British mathematician, asked, "Can machines think?" By the 1950s, visionaries like John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, and Claude Shannon were laying the groundwork for artificial intelligence. The 1956 Dartmouth Conference marked the official birth of AI as a field, and early pioneers believed that within a generation, machines would rival human intelligence. But reality proved far more complex. The 1970s and 80s saw the rise of expert systems, programs like Mycin for diagnosing blood infections. These systems dazzled in the lab but stumbled in the real world, unable to handle situations outside their narrow programming. When faced with the unpredictable nature of real life, they failed spectacularly. This led to the first AI winter, a period of dashed hopes and frozen funding. The world realized that teaching machines to think like humans was far harder than anyone had imagined. The cycle repeated in the late 1980s and early 90s as neural networks and machine learning faced their own limitations. Each wave of optimism was followed by disappointment, as the complexity of human intelligence proved stubbornly elusive. But these failures weren't just technical, they revealed something deeper: the challenge of encoding human values, the unpredictability of complex systems, and the dangers of overconfidence. The seeds of today's AI risks were planted in these early years, as researchers grappled with the limits of their own creations. With the explosion of data and computing power in the 21st century, AI has returned, smarter, faster, and more powerful than ever. But have we learned from the past? If the brightest minds in history struggled to control AI, then can we do better? Fast forward to the present, and AI is everywhere. From your smartphone to the courtroom, from hospitals to highways. But what happens when these systems fail? Consider Microsoft's Tay, a chatbot designed to learn from Twitter users. Within hours, Tay was manipulated into spewing racist, sexist, and offensive content. Tay's failure wasn't just a technical glitch, it was a warning about the dangers of unleashing AI into the wild. Self-driving cars, once hailed as the future of transportation, have also faced tragic setbacks. In 2018, an Uber autonomous vehicle struck and killed a pedestrian. Investigations revealed that the car's AI failed to recognize a human outside a crosswalk. The promise of safer roads was shattered by a single, fatal oversight. In the justice system, the Compass algorithm was introduced to predict the likelihood of criminal reoffending. But research found that Compass was twice as likely to falsely label black defendants as high risk. The consequences were devastating, trapped in a cycle of injustice, all because of a flawed algorithm. AI failures aren't limited to high-profile cases. In healthcare, IBM's Watson was supposed to revolutionize cancer treatment. Instead, it recommended unsafe and incorrect treatments. In finance, algorithmic trading has triggered flash crashes, wiping out billions in minutes. In everyday life, AI can go wrong too. Recommendation systems on streaming platforms sometimes push disturbing or inappropriate content. Translation algorithms have produced embarrassing and even dangerous errors. If AI can make these mistakes now, what happens as we trust it with even more power? Sometimes the greatest dangers of AI aren't in what it was designed to do, but in what it does by accident. The law of unintended consequences is especially powerful in the world of algorithms. Take social media. Platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok use AI to maximize engagement, keeping users glued to their screens. But in the pursuit of clicks and watch time, these algorithms have amplified misinformation, deepened political polarization, and even fueled radicalization. The more outrageous or divisive the content, the more the algorithm promotes it. In 2018, a study by MIT found that false news spread 6 times faster on Twitter than true news, thanks in part to algorithmic amplification. The consequences are real and far-reaching. In Myanmar, Facebook's recommendation algorithms were implicated in the spread of hate speech, that fueled violence against the Rohingya minority. In the United States, conspiracy theories and extremist content have flourished, undermining trust in institutions and democracy itself. Facial recognition technology, another AI marvel, has been sold as a tool for safety and security, but in practice it's led to wrongful arrests and invasions of privacy. In 2020, Robert Williams, a black man in Detroit, was arrested in front of his family because an algorithm misidentified him as a suspect. AI is also reshaping the job market in unexpected ways. Automation has eliminated millions of manufacturing jobs and now threatens white-collar professions like law, journalism, and even medicine. AI-driven content moderation, meant to keep platforms safe, sometimes censors legitimate speech or fails to catch harmful material. The result? Frustration, confusion, and a sense that no one is truly in control. For decades, science fiction has warned us about the dangers of AI. From HAL 9000 in 2001, A Space Odyssey, to Skynet in The Terminator, we've imagined machines that turn against their creators. But how close are we to these dystopian futures? Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford, sounded the alarm in his 2014 book, Superintelligence. He warned that if AI surpasses human intelligence, it could pursue goals misaligned with our own. The alignment problem is no longer just a thought experiment. As AI systems become more autonomous, the risk of unintended, uncontrollable behavior grows. But dystopia isn't just a distant threat. In China, AI-powered surveillance is already a reality. The government uses facial recognition, gait analysis, and predictive policing to monitor millions of citizens. The social credit system rewards or punishes behavior, shaping everything from travel rights to job prospects. In Xinjiang, AI-driven surveillance has been used to target and detain Uyghur Muslims, raising human rights concerns. Autonomous weapons are another chilling development. The United States, Russia, China, and Israel are all developing AI-enabled drones and killer robots that can select and engage targets without human intervention. In 2020, a United Nations report suggested that a Turkish-made drone may have autonomously attacked human targets in Libya. AI is also being used to manipulate reality itself. Deepfakes, AI-generated videos that can make anyone say or do anything, threaten to undermine trust in media, politics, and even personal relationships. Imagine a world where your every move is tracked, your every word analyzed, and your fate decided by algorithms you can't see or challenge. To truly grasp the risks of AI, we need to understand how harm arises. Three forces are at play: bias, opacity, and scale. Bias is often invisible but deeply embedded. AI systems learn from data that reflects our world with all its prejudices and inequalities. In 2018, Amazon scrapped an AI recruiting tool after discovering it downgraded resumes containing the word women, possibly because it was trained during a decade of meritocracy, which favored a male-dominated bias. The AI learned to discriminate, not because it was programmed to, but because it absorbed the biases of the past. Opacity is the black box problem. Many AI models are so complex that even their creators can't fully explain their decisions. Imagine being denied a loan, a job, or parole, and no one can tell you why. Scale is what makes AI uniquely powerful and uniquely dangerous. Unlike traditional technologies, AI can be deployed instantly, affecting millions or even billions of people. In 2010, the flash crash wiped out nearly $1 trillion from the United States stock market, in minutes, triggered by high-frequency trading algorithms interacting in unpredictable ways. These mechanisms don't operate in isolation. They reinforce each other, creating feedback loops that can magnify harm. Interestingly, as AI becomes more embedded in critical infrastructure, power grids, hospitals, transportation, etc., then the risks multiples and amplifies. A single vulnerability could have cascading effects, disrupting entire societies. Who really controls AI? The answer is both simple and unsettling, no shock, but power resides in a handful of tech giants and governments. Companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple have the data, the talent, and the resources to shape the future of AI. Their algorithms decide what we see, what we buy, and even how we think. These companies operate in a world where profit, engagement, and market dominance are the primary goals. That means more surveillance, more automation, and more influence over our daily lives. In 2021, Facebook's algorithms were found to prioritize content that provoked outrage, but made profits. Governments too are racing to harness AI for power and control. In China, the state uses AI to monitor and manage its population, from facial recognition in public spaces to predictive policing in cities. In the United States, the military invests billions in AI research, seeking an edge in the next generation of warfare. But the public is often left in the dark. The result is a concentration of power unprecedented in history. A few corporations and states hold the keys to the most powerful technology ever. This concentration raises urgent questions about democracy, privacy, and human rights. In 2018, the Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed how data harvested from millions of Facebook users was used to manipulate elections. In India, the government's use of AI in the Aadhaar biometric ID system has sparked debates over surveillance and exclusion, and as AI becomes more central to the global economy, the stakes only grow. What happens when the most powerful technology in history is controlled by the few? AI isn't just a technical problem, it's an ethical and philosophical one. Who decides what's fair, what's private, what's just? Different societies have different answers. The European Union has taken a strong stance on data protection and human rights. These laws aim to ensure transparency, accountability, and respect for fundamental rights. In the United States, the approach is more hands-off, with innovation prioritized over regulation. In China, the state's interests take precedence, with AI used as a tool for social control. These differences create a global clash of values, with AI at the center. As AI systems cross borders, whose rules apply? How do we resolve conflicts between privacy and security, efficiency and fairness, innovation and accountability? The rapid pace of AI development often outstrips our ability to think through the consequences. In 2018, Google employees protested the company's involvement in Project Maven, a Pentagon initiative to use AI for drone surveillance. The backlash forced Google to withdraw, but the debate continues. Should AI be used for war, for surveillance, for profit? As AI evolves, our old ethical frameworks may not be enough. How do we assign blame when an algorithm causes harm? Are we ready for a world where ethics is written in code and the code is everywhere? So, what can we do to steer AI toward a future that serves everyone? The answer starts with governance, rules, oversight, and accountability. The European Union's AI Act and the OECD's AI principles are important first steps. They call for transparency, human oversight, and risk management. But we need more. Algorithmic impact assessments, modeled on environmental reviews, could require companies to evaluate the risks and benefits of AI before deployment. Transparency by design would make it easier to understand and challenge automated decisions. Most importantly, we need public engagement. AI isn't just for engineers and CEOs, it's for all of us. In 2019, the city of San Francisco became the first in the US to ban the use of facial recognition by government agencies, after public outcry over privacy and civil liberties. Education is key. The more we understand AI, the better we can hold it and its creators accountable. Do we want a world where AI amplifies our best qualities, or one where it magnifies our worst? Can we build a future where AI serves humanity, not the other way around? Let's imagine two futures, one bright, one dark. In the best-case scenario, AI helps us solve humanity's greatest challenges. It accelerates medical breakthroughs, fights climate change, and creates new opportunities for learning and creativity. Machines work alongside us, amplifying our strengths and freeing us from drudgery. Inequality shrinks, democracy flourishes, and technology becomes a force for justice and inclusion. But in the worst-case scenario, AI deepens inequality, erodes privacy, and concentrates power in the hands of a few. Surveillance is everywhere. Freedom is a memory. Misinformation and manipulation become the norm, and democracy withers under the weight of algorithmic control. The gap between the tech elite and everyone else grows wider, fueling resentment and unrest. Which path will we choose? The answer isn't written in code, it's written by us. The dark side of AI is real, but so is its promise. The story of AI is still being written, and we all have a role to play. Will we confront the risks or ignore them? Will we demand accountability or surrender control? The future of AI is the future of humanity. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay curious.